Hello everybody, my name is Craig Bennett, and today we're going to get into another HTML class, and this one we're going to get into images. Images can easily make or break your day when it comes to sizes and stuff like that. So with that, I'm going to spend this entire class on images only. So let's jump on in. Now, as far as things goes, we're going to be using the previous code as before. I already added the code that was needed for this. But basically what happens here is I want to put a image within the website that we've been working on. Great. So how do I do it? Well, what I do is I put in the img saying I want an image, and src is source. So okay, where do we find the image? And then it finds the image here. So the image is on the website folder, but the documents, the HTML file, is in the HTML folder, right? So it will actually have to go to the website to pull up the image that's wanted. So in order to do this, what we are going to do is we need a ... Now, if the image was in the same folder as this, what would end up happening is it would simply just need the you don't need a ... You need a ... per how many goes back. So say, for example, if the image was in Dropbox, the folder Dropbox, and so we have to go from here to the website to Dropbox. So website and Dropbox is higher than HTML folder. So it takes two ... It gets very hairy very quickly, and this is why it's very important to make your system as efficient as possible. But this is how you get to the image itself to show it. Now, you can also get images offline. So, for example, what I have here is, let's pull this up, is here's the image that we're going with, that is on the website folder. And here's the image from here. It grabbed it from this page itself. So what happens here is we're telling it the source is a website, and instead of just saying that, oh, it's JPEG or PNG or whatever it may be, we're saying it's a website, and it just goes to the website and grabs it from there. Simple as that. So the thing to note here, though, is what happens if you want it centered or right or whatever it may be. You might think that, well, like before, like the headers and like the paragraphs and stuff like that, you would put it within inside of it, which is fine. I understand why you would think that, but that's not what you do. You need to actually surround it by a paragraph. So what happens here is we make a paragraph, and we do a line, and for this case I'd say center, and that's where we got the center right there. And then we close it off after we're done with the image. So it's something important to note into itself. I want to mention something because I didn't cover this in the previous video, but we have a break. So let's show you what it looks like. Let's go back to here, and let's actually take out this alignment real quick so you can actually see what it looks like. And as you see here, there's a little bit of space, and that's caused by the break. So now let's go ahead and take out that break. Go back in here, and you can see it's a lot less space. So that's something important to note. I forgot to mention it in previous videos that you can have a break, so note that. But anyways, going back into here, What we can do is we can go ahead and kill off that and add this to here. So now I forgot to take off that. Sorry about that. So now the images are right next to each other, right there. So we also can do something like that, where we can actually align images right next to one another by having this paragraph. Is what we can do is say paragraph and then align center or right or whatever it may be, and we can put our images within there. So the images obviously on the web server, or in this case my computer, and some foreign site, which would be my site, but still it's not on the web server, or at least in this case it's not on my computer, so it's considered as foreign. So with that being said, what we have is a grabbing images. Now you might ask, all right, so if, I don't know, the thing is on my C drive or somewhere on some weird place, and I need to get the image, why don't I just go through the online method like I showed you with this particular image? Reason why you wouldn't do that is simply because if you do that, it adds latency. So in order for this image to load up, it has to hunt it through the internet. So instead of going within its own internal system, it has to go do a request outside of the system, and the request comes back. It gets the image, it puts it there, it downloads it to the person's page. So instead of it just coming directly from the web server itself, I mean, it comes from the same place, but the request method, it goes through some roundabout method that takes a lot longer. So it's like, say, for example, I want to give you a message. Fine, I can do that. Or I can still give you a message, but instead of giving it to you, I give it to, say, your parent or a spouse or whatever it may be, and they give it to you. It takes longer for that method than just hand it directly to you when you're right in front of me. So that's something to note. It is possible. I'm not knocking it completely, because it can be very frustrating, but at the same time, it's frowned upon. So that's something to note into itself. Now, something that I didn't cover is what happens if it's in a subfolder. So for example, there's a folder within here, and the images in the subfolder. I got an example right here and this is on one of the buttons here, is basically this file that we're looking at is right here on the website folder, and it's saying that when the person clicks on the button, take them to into this particular HTML file. So it has to say, so with this particular one, it's on the website folder, and it's telling the person, telling the system that it should go through the JavaScript folder in this case, and then hunt for the given file. So the same thing applies here. Is, let's say for example, if there's a subfolder in here and the image is on the subfolder, you basically just put the subfolder's name fully, and then and this. So it's like say for example, if we're in Dropbox, we'll put the same thing right there. So hopefully that makes sense. Anyways, hope you have a great day, and I'll see you next video.